What's happening? D152, week 22, year 2024. Let's go, Idaho, motherfuckers. Boom. Do not ask what's going on with my hair. My missus straightened my hair, so my hair came all the way down to here. And there's lots of pictures on my daughter's phone. And she put it up in a bobble last night, and it's literally very close to dissipating. And if that happens, we are fucked. But we're going to stay here now. It's just before 10. I've just made my first cold call. But I've had to set a time for 10 minutes as I have a customer issue with one of my customers that I think is close to placing another order. And instead they have issues. Not good at all. So I'm going to do this for them now quickly. So, let's have a look at 42. Yeah, the excitement of yesterday is kind of still there, still trying to figure it out. But definitely in a good place, ready for the challenge of Specsavers Island. Got a really good game plan, so okay. Um, 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 yeah, 473. Hi, good morning. Is that Cheryl? Oh, hi, Tracy. I was just looking for Donna. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. Is that Donna? It's Charles. I don't think I can even come to the table asking you to call me Prince right now. Um, so, yeah, yeah. Do you know what? I could not agree with you more. So what I've done before I called you, right, is I've gone through all the orders since you first ordered from me. So you first ordered from me in May 22, so 2 years ago. Then you bought a printer to keep it going, the brother toners. So you ordered a full set May 22, uh, and then since then you've ordered, oh, in total, and bear in mind this has all come from the same wholesaler. So I haven't changed my wholesaler, even though I have four to choose from. I like to keep the continuity, especially if there's no issues, no problems. So you've had two, four, six. You've had eight sets from the same for myself from the same wholesaler. It just feels like the last four. Is the magenta okay? Yeah, but no, initially it was the cyan, wasn't it? That last week or the other week. So, and then this morning it was the yellow. Um, you went to put in the magenta and it was black. Yeah, you're right. Okay, and then okay, so what happened with the black of that set? Was it? I presume it was okay because you haven't mentioned it. What? Okay, so what we need to do is we need to ascertain if there's any issues with those. Yeah, because to be honest with you, what's going to happen now is the likelihood is well, they're going to send out replacements. My concern, the replacements arrive, you put in the magenta, you put in the yellow, and they'll work fine. Because I think you put in the cyan and it was fine. But my concern is the stock that you have. Um, potentially, and what we don't want to do is go from having no issues for seven sets of toner to having an issue, or maybe six sets having an issue with the last order. Maybe it's just the last batch, which was two sets. Maybe it's just because you can imagine if they came in the same batch, those eight toners, then that would definitely make sense. Now the picking, I don't even want to call it a picking error because a picking error is having two of the same color, but having a different toner inside the box of a different color, that is like unheard of. It's like really like yeah, I can imagine. It confused the hell out of me. I was like, and then the icing on the cake was and it didn't work. just just the icing on the cake was like clearly that black doesn't want to be here. So that's what I think. Take your time. Yeah, there's no rush my end. Yeah, there's no rush my end because I know you're busy and I don't want to add work for you. But I'm just thinking we need to preempt. We need to be preemptive now. We need to be proactive instead of reactive. Because otherwise we've got a good relationship, but I don't want to rest on my laurels. I don't want to. Oh, yeah, no, but to be honest with you, this is the first time we've had the issue on the brothers. Now we have had an issue on the HP, but to be fair, that issue was HP doing the firmware update and stopping the chips from working. But that's my kind of second question. Have you had anything with the printer where it has come up maybe with an update, or have you noticed anything? That's the issue. Oh, maybe. Yeah, that's the issue. Okay, so yeah, that's the issue. So basically, in a nutshell, all the manufacturers, Brother HP, Epson, Chrysler, Canon, you name it, they send firmware updates to their printers. The firmware update, genuinely, I'm not gonna. I feel very uncomfortable advising my customers to turn off the firmware updates because I feel like I can't tell you to do it. Say no more. Say no more. So exactly, but there you go. So there you go. So now with that, what can we attribute that to? Can we attribute the cyan to that? Was it before the cyan? Sounds like it was after. Right. Give me 2 seconds. I'll tell you now. Because I was just on there. Okay. It looks like you sent me the email on Wednesday the 22nd. And okay, so that can pick up the yellow and the black. Can't pick up the cyan, but on a good point, the cyan did work, the replacement. Right. So the likelihood is, what, but you said you've done it twice though. Right. Okay. Interesting. Okay. So the likelihood is the replacements that I send out will be fine. The stock you have in may not be. I agree. So if you have time, I will, and what I'll do is I'm going to hold off sending anything. The only thing is though, when I say hold off sending anything, don't you need the toner in the printer ASAP? Yeah, because what we don't want to do is be patient and then you're like, oh no, I need one ASAP, you know? Okay, so it's got a few days. We've got a few days. Perfect. Well, that's really good because then we can really be patient and figure out. So your stock that you have now, you're saying you have two black. Yeah, go and have a look and confirm. It's tr Yeah, and also if you can, I know you sent me the image of the error message on the computer on the printer last week or whenever it was in the 20 seconds. But if you can, if you don't mind, please send me an image. You don't have to do it per toner, just one will do. Covering, yeah, well, exactly, yeah. But it covers because otherwise, what I don't want to do is use the same image. Well, I can't use the same image because it shows the levels of the other, so it's a bit different. Oh, only to be preemptive again because they may ask for it. They may not, but they may say, "Oh, do you have an image of the error message so we can have a look?" And then what I'll also do is I'll ask them about the firmware. I'll say, "Have you had any notes to say that?" And they should have. But to be honest with you, I sell these tools all the time, and there's no issues. But then again, if the customer isn't updating it, then I'm obviously not going to have any. Um, you've updated, yeah, but then again, why did the cyan? There is a question mark over the cyan potentially. Why? Unless there's another thing, Donna, before you go, brother do sometimes try and do firmware updates at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning when they know that nobody's in the office. So sometimes they try and do it automatically. You know, when you set up your printer, you press yes to everything. You go through the screens and you press yes. Terms and conditions, like you just want to print. You don't want to read it, all this information. You just want to print or whatever, set it up. Now, a lot of times people agree to the automatic firmware updates. So maybe it could have been one of those printers, you may have automatically done it. Now, there is a few things we can do. We can go into the screens and I can give you the instructions, but like I said, yeah, but I'm not comfortable with advising you fully. I'd rather say, I'll give you the information and then you can make an informed decision rather than me saying turn them off. Yeah, well, the thing is, the firmware upgrades, I genuinely believe, and I've been proved time and time again, it's nothing to do with the security, it's nothing to do with the page quality, it's nothing to do with the settings. It doesn't affect the print in any way, apart from, interestingly, it stops the chip from working. Interesting. Why would that be? So that's my take on it. I'm never that comfortable with telling people what to do. I'd rather just say, here's the options, then it's up to you. Make your own mind up. Hopefully, put two and two together. Anyway, I'm going to send you. Yeah, I'll await your response. and then we'll take it from there. But I got to be honest with you, Donna, everything's been quite clean and tidy so far with this printers, these two printers. I want to get it back to the way it was, if I'm being honest. I so I yeah, but I apologize for the inconvenience and I'm on it. You're my top priority. All right, Donna. You have a good day as well. Speak to you in a bit. Thank you. Ta-da. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. It's my phone. Ah. 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 Um, Shit, anyway. 14 pounds. So, ah, fuck me. Fine, fine. Right, I'm gonna put a hoodie on. Oh, all right. So, hi, good morning. Hiya. I was just looking for Catherine. Oh, there you go. Oh, Wednesday next week. Everyone seems to be taking a think, thinking we wouldn't notice. No, it's fine. I spoke to her earlier in the week. My name's Charles. I run my own independent ink company called SOS. I'm based in Cardiff, but there's no urgency. I quoted her on email for something. I actually called on my bank holiday, funnily enough, on Monday. So I work. Yeah, I work for myself. I honestly I do calls on a Saturday and a Sunday. Yeah, honestly, 100%, 100%. Especially this week is half term, and I have five kids, but I live with four. So everyone, some people, yeah, well, some people are saying, "Oh, but you're in work, Charles," and I'm like, "Yeah, but I have to be in work," and they're like, "Oh, so you're not at home with the kids?" And I'm like, "No, no, not at home with the kids because they do my head in." So Isn't but then you've got to argue then, haven't you? No, I have to work. I have to work overtime. Male and female. Yeah, it's 2024 now. It's 2024 now. It's just, yeah, yeah. Well, if you can leave a message, just mention to her that I've actually had a store order from me. It's in Cork, Opera Lane. So I just wanted to let her know because she was one of the first, I think she was the first person I spoke to on Monday, and we had a really good chat. And then I sent across the email, and it kind of like I was sat there after the call thinking I can like I had 48 on my Excel file, for example, to call. I didn't realize that since 2017 you've added another 13, by the way. Just thought I'd point that out, more work for me. But the point is that phone call, regardless if she orders, regardless of if she doesn't order, it doesn't make any difference. That energy that she gave me in that call kind of pushed me to make more calls that day, and I smashed it that day. To be fair, Monday, and on that day as well, I called Operaling, and then they ended up emailing yesterday back and forth with setting it up and figuring out the euros and setting it up on my account, my end. I've got a warehouse in Dublin and things like that. So honestly, it was. The fact that I've obviously been given an opportunity by Operaling, which is brilliant. But sometimes in life, the small things matter and the small things don't really get kind of talked about. And that conversation with Catherine, like I said, it hasn't resulted in a sale, but I just want her to know that I cracked on that day and I got a bit of success from it. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I just wanted to let her know. So yeah, put it in a nutshell. Yeah, put the note in a nutshell. Yeah, well, like I said, even if it doesn't, the point is that I don't do the calls in the expectation that I'll get orders. I do my calls in the fact that I've got 15 years experience, but sometimes you've got to ring a lot of people and go through a lot of rubbish to get to the right person. But then timing is everything. Catherine might be like, "Oh, I want to use Charles for the ink," but you might have stock for 3 minutes. So there's a lot of other variables that are completely out of my control. Sometimes they're even out of the other person's control as well. So there's a lot of that. But the fact that she gave me that time and patience, and to be honest with you, I've been calling these stores this week, in Southern Ireland, and I don't know, it feels really weird. I just feel really appreciated. It feels very strange. I got to be honest. It's not the usual wham bam, get off the phone. I haven't got time for you. We get calls like this all the time. It kind of feels like the calls I'm making, because I've got so much knowledge and experience when it comes to Specsavers, the bin printer, the test room printer, the field test printer. I have amazing relationships with directors, with admins, managers. I've been doing this for a long time with Specsavers. I think I've been doing this for 13 years. I've been by myself for 7, but I've been doing it before that as well. And honestly, I'm just like, I'm really excited to call the rest of I might make the calls today. They won't be hanging up on me and telling me to bugger off. But the point is, the first I just feel it's a bit different, the energy, than I normally get from other areas of Specsavers, to be honest. It feels very, I think so. Yeah, and I think so. And I need to figure it all out before February the 22nd, which is when Ireland come over to play Wales in the Six Nations. Because if Ireland think that they're going to come over and do what they normally do, that's when it all can all go tits up and I'll never speak to you guys yeah, exactly. Yeah, don't talk about the World Cup. So we won't talk about the World Cup. I think that's what you were trying to hint at, but we won't talk about the World Cup. But anyway, what was your name, by the way? Sel, C, CEO. I really appreciate your time. You have a lovely day, and pass on Mr. Catherine for me. I'm sure I'll speak to her again. Brilliant. Thank you, Sel. Thank you very much. Oh, is it in there? Have you seen it? Oh, amazing, amazing, amazing. Yeah, honestly, and again, little things. It's little things, so But thank you very, very much. Thank you, Sal. Cheers. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. Hi, good morning. I was just looking for the person that orders ink, like for the test room printers and the bin printer on the shop floor. Oh, sorry. I was looking for the person that orders the ink, like for the test room printers and the bin printer. Yeah, of course. Thank you. Y- Yeah, of course. My name's yeah, yeah, sure. My name's Charles. I run my own independent ink company called SOS. I'm based in Cardiff. Um, Initially, I was just going to ask for permission to maybe get an email across with my contact details and some prices. But also, earlier in the week, I contacted another store, Opera Lane, and I spoke to a lady called Grace, and I sent them an email with pricing, but they've also ordered yesterday as well. But I didn't want to kind of leave it for Grace to pass on my details. I was hoping I could send you guys an email and then you could kind of keep it on file. And if it's of interest, fingers crossed, you could get back to me yourselves when you're ready, if that would be okay. Yeah, sure. I've got do you want the landline or the mobile? What would be easier? I'll give you the landline. If I say zero though, you know what to do, don't you? I think. Yeah. Oh, it's plus 44. If I say plus 44, I don't know what to say next. So it's yeah. So I think it's plus 44 22. Yeah, I'll leave it. Yeah. Okay. So it's 02922 922 402 747. And I think you just replace the zero with plus 44. Because I think that's what I do with you guys. I just replace it with 353 or plus 353, I think. But there's no rush. It's just that I didn't on my call list, you guys were after Arklow for on my call list anyway, and I didn't want to just keep going and ringing the other stores without ringing you guys as well. Yeah, of course, but bearing in mind there is no urgency. I just wanted to get permission to send an email across with my details and prices. But honestly, there's no rush. If they do that, that's brilliant. But if not, thanks anyway. Brilliant. You have a nice day as well. Thank you very much. Thank you. Bye bye. Bye bye. Hello, Charles speaking. Oh, hiya. Oh, yes. I wasn't expecting you to call this quickly. Sorry. I thought it was someone else. How are you doing? Oh, fantastic. Thank you. Yeah, no, that's all I was hoping for. Thank you. What's the best email address for you guys? No problem. What was your name, by the way? Dakota. Did I spell it right? Okay, I was just waiting for the round of applause. Oh, okay. Do. I was quite impressed then. I know. You seemed a bit shocked that I spelled it right, so maybe that was the reason. There was no, there was, there was no big celebration. Yeah, hit me. Customer. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Perfect. Now, if you don't mind me asking, Dakota, who do I address the quote to, the email? Okay, bear with me. Is it Helen Helen and Michael Michael? Perfect. Bear with me 2 seconds. Uh, Okay, now when I send the quote across to the stores, what I'm doing initially is I'm using two printers as reference points, but they are older printers. So I'm using the Oki B432, which it used to be the bin printer, or potentially could still be the bin printer, and the HP Laser M402, which is the older test room printer. Do either of those ring a bell with you at all? Yeah, yeah, definitely. Because what they'll do is they'll look at it and either they'll recognize the printers, but they won't have them any longer, or they'll have like newer printers. But I didn't want to put the newer printers in the quote because some stores don't have the newer printers, so they're looking at the quote like, "What the hell's that printer? Like I've never even heard of it before." But I'll send it across now, and then fingers crossed they can get back in touch. But I really want to get across that I'm not going to like hassle, badger, pester. I don't do people's heads in. Been doing this a long time, selling ink, about 15 years, and I've been running my business now for about 7. But I didn't want to rest on my laurels and just expect you guys to get in touch because Opera Lane ordered, because I've still got to build my relationship with Opera Lane separately as well, independently. Does that make sense? Yeah, because and then I can just crack on then with contacting the other stores. But I'll send it across now. Thank you very, very much for calling back, Dakota. And I will yeah, just say to Helen and Michael, whenever they're ready, let me know what they think, and we'll just take our time and take it from there. Thank you very much. You have a great day too. Speak to you in a bit. Thank you. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. Go. Hi, good morning, Anna. I was looking for the person that orders ink, like for the test room printers and the bin printer on the shop floor. Oh, there we go. Yeah, yeah, be Tuesday. Would are they any good on email or better on the telephone? Would that be okay? Oh, bit, bit, bear with me, sorry. I know a lot about ink, but I only type with one finger. Hang on. How are you spelling Catherine, with a C or with a K? Okay, and it's not McGrath, did you say? TH. Uh, com. Perfect. So yeah, no, yeah, I've got that on there. So what I'll do is I'll put my name Charles on the email. I'm gonna schedule it to leave my emails on Tuesday though. So on Tuesday morning it should like hit her inbox instead of now where would that be okay? Yeah, so my name is Charles. That just to let you know very quickly that I run my own independent ink business called SOS. It's based in Cardiff. But on the email, I'm going to put down two printer models that I think you have as an example. But I was going to ask before you go, and it is a long shot for me to ask you this, but do you actually know the names of any printers, or shall I stick with the two that I think you have? If that makes sense. Yeah, the B432. Yeah, that was one. Yeah, the B432. Yeah, yeah. Oh, that's interesting. So, the Oki B432, that's on the shop floor, the bin printer. Oh, that's interesting. That's really interesting. Yeah, and they're the one that I was going to quote, the B432. That's the amazing. Yeah. No, no, no. It's a lot of stores have um they've changed them. So ah, interesting. They're really good printers, in my opinion. Anyway, I think they're workhorses. I know they must do your head in. Exactly. That's why that's why I've added. They may do your head in, but I think that. But I don't use them every day, so yeah. The HP printer that I was going to put in the quote was called a M. Yeah, I was going to put an M402. Does that ring any bells or no? Okay, okay. Yeah. Okay. So I'll send it over to Catherine. I'll put my name Charles with prices and my contact details. Everything is in euros, the delivery, the prices, and also I'm set up with head office as a supplier for the last 7 years, but I'll put that in the email. And the last but not least, I don't know if you want to mention this, but it will be in the email. My warehouse is in Dublin, so everything is within, yeah, that, well, I didn't realize how much the customs taxes were. I had absolutely no idea but I think that's a very polite way of putting it. I mean, I've looked at it and I cannot believe how much Ireland have to pay to get things from the UK. It's like I never even knew, like genuinely, I didn't even have any clue. But I've been doing the call since Monday, and one director is hopefully going to be using me soon, and another store is actually ordered. So them ordering from me, it gives me the confidence that I'm doing the right thing, making the calls and the emails. So it's up to, hopefully she can have a look at it and see what she thinks, you know? Yeah, exactly. Just thank you so much for your time as well, Anna. You too. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. Hi, good morning, George. I was just looking for Vula. Oh, there we go. Yeah, of course. It's Charles from SOS in Cardiff. Oh, thank you. Hi, Vula. I was going to call you the other day, but then it was between your lunch break. Yeah. No, it never is. Honestly, it never is. It's genuinely, I in 15 years, Vula, I don't think I've ever called anyone at the perfect time. Do you want me to give you a call in a week or so? Would that be, yeah, this time next week? Yeah, yeah. Okay. Thank you. Bye. Bye. Um, schedule it. Schedule it. Go. Go. Hi guys, my name's Charles. I run my own independent ink company called SOS. We're based in Cardiff. I was hoping you could give me a quick call back on a Cardiff number, 02922 and I'll pop a quick email through to the customer email as well. Thank you very much. Cheers. Goodbye. NSQ, motherfuckers. Oh, oh, I don't know that. I don't know the email. Excuse me. Yeah, I don't know the email. Okay. This computer thinks I know shit that I don't know. So I've had a 6.6, 8, 7, and a 6.6, and 6, 6.3. Um, oh, right, let's go. Good morning. I was looking for the person that orders ink, like for the test room printers and the bin printer on the shop floor. Yeah, my name's Charles. I run my own independent ink business called SOS. I'm based in Cardiff. But I haven't called the store before, and initially I was just hoping to see if the person that does the ordering was free. Yeah, sure. Thank you. No problem. Yeah. Yeah, I was going to say that actually. Would I be allowed permission to maybe pop her an email with my name, Charles, and my company details and some prices as well? Would that be okay with you? Um, yeah, I was going to say, what's the best email though? Is it going to be, yeah, perfect. Yeah, yeah, and you'll see that yourself as well, will you? Perfect, perfect. No, I'd much prefer that, yeah, because then at least then you can say that I'm a human being. Yeah, definitely. What was your name, by the way? How do you spell it? AGH. Perfect. I'm Charles Dalla. Right. What's your email address? Customer dot, yeah, yeah, dot IE. Yeah. at specsaves.com. Perfect. When I send across this email, what I normally do, Dara, is I put down two printers. One is the older bin printer, which is the Oki B432, and one is a old test room printer, which is a HP M402. Do those two printers ring a bell with you at all? Yeah, perfect. I was going to ask before you go very quickly, do you know the model of a color printer or any other printer? Um, or shall I stick with these two initially and then she can always let me know? Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm gonna write this down. Right. If you don't mind me asking as well, Dara, because I've got two different names for the directors. Well, four different names, but I've got Nicole or Orla. So is it do you know which one it is that I need to put on? Nicole, brilliant. Because I'll put this on my notes. Now, on the email though, the only thing is I'm going to put well, it's up to you actually. Is it okay to address the email to yourself initially, and then you can then have a look at it and then pass it on to Nicole, or do you think I'd need to address it to Nicole? Uh, yeah, so yeah, yeah, because yeah. Well, there's no rush though. There's no rush because what I'm doing, I've been doing this for 15 years, a long time, and I've been running my own company for 7. But a few changes in my company has happened over the last few months, and they're quite significant changes. I didn't actually realize just how significant. I knew it was going to be a big thing because one of my wholesalers, they've got a warehouse in Birmingham and a warehouse in Dublin. And I thought, oh, fantastic! I can now service my Northern Ireland customers better because the delivery charge isn't as much because it's nearly 20 quid. And also the delivery timescale is 2 to 3 days, which really annoys me because I like to get things out very quickly, like next day. And when I started calling the island stores on Monday, I was really trying to say, I can get it next day delivery. I can get it. The delivery cost is the same as what I charge a fiver. Well, £5, €5, £5. And then I spoke to a director called David McCloskey on Tuesday, I think it was, and he mentioned about the tax situation. And to be honest with you, Dada, I had no clue. Like genuinely, I didn't have any clue at all. And he said, Charles, if I place an order of 500 quid, he said, probably like 300, 400 on tap. And I was just like, I was incredulous. I was like, that is crazy. I don't know. I had no clue. So he said to me, if the goods leave Dublin, then we don't pay anything. And I was like, well, fantastic. But I never used it as a selling, like, I didn't even realize that things would actually be that good. And then one of the stores in Cork, Opera Lane, I don't know if you know that store, they ordered from me yesterday. So now what I then did is I've set them up under euros. So on my side, I've got sterling. So it was a bit of a challenge to set it up differently, the currency and also how the store wanted the invoice to look like. But I did that, Dara, and they're going to get their goods next week. So to be honest with you, I'm going to work really, really hard over. I know you guys are having a day off next week, but I'm gonna. Actually, are the stores open on your bank holiday, or are they closed? Still open. Was you really? Oh wow. Oh wow. They used to. Do you know what? That's crazy. Specsavers Banger was my first ever Specsavers when I set up my business. Was you in Specsavers, or was it just coincidental? Oh, right, I was going to say. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. The zip line thing. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, you're still running on fumes. Yeah, yeah. The gentleman that ordered for Banger, he left unfortunately, but his name was Arwell, and he actually wrote me a letter of recommendation. And honestly, like he was the first one to give me a chance, but he knew me from when I worked for a company as well, and he was ordering from me then, and he was my first Specsavers, and honestly, that guy called Arwell Topless. I'll never forget his name because he was the one that like kind of showed me that it was possible to do it by myself, if that makes sense. But yeah, it's kind of tailed off in the UK with Specsavers for myself because I don't hassle people. So I don't like badger them and pester them. And I'm there if I'm needed and I spring into action when I'm needed. But when I'm not needed, I don't like constantly call an email. And a lot of the stores have changes, as you know. Well, very rarely the directors have changes, but you know, quite often they do over years period. But a lot of the staff, sometimes the admin, you know, they might go to another store, they might leave, and a lot of times I've got the store on board for years, and then the admin person leaves, and then you know the store doesn't even know who I am. I've got the relationship with the person, not with the store. So I lost a lot of impetus with Specsavers. But since Monday, when I started making the calls in Ireland, the first call I made, the lady was like, "Fantastic, Charles, send it over." And ever since then, this week, I really feel like I've been appreciated rather than like a nuisance. I feel like people are like, "Yeah, send it over. We're interested," and it kind of feels a little bit like it's falling into place, but it's a long road ahead. I've got a lot of calls, a lot of conversations to do with that, but I'm up for the challenge. You know, I really am. So yeah, from my understanding, don't. I'm not an expert on it by any means, but from my understanding, are you saying it could be something different? Yeah, yeah, exactly. So yeah. So when I started making the calls on Monday, my thing was my warehouse is in Dublin. Yeah, so my kind of thing was, listen, guys, it's next day delivery and it's a five. You know, I don't know if you call €5 fiver, but you know, it's a fiver, and that was my kind of thing. It was basically I'm based in Wales in Cardiff. You know, my wholesalers. I've got numerous wholesalers, about four. I normally use just the one. But a new wholesaler's come on board recently, and they have two depots, you know, two warehouses, and one of them is in Dublin, and it's kind of made me sit there a couple of weeks ago, and it kind of made me think, well, hang on, why don't I get my Excel spreadsheet out, which I haven't got out since 2017, 2018, and I had 48 island stores, and I thought, brilliant, I'll just give them a call, and I started it, and then I realised there's no longer 48 data, there's 60, you know, so I had to, and also the director names that I had, I've had to change them over. A lot of the directors have changed in the stores that I had, so I've had to do a lot of admin work. But in terms of delivery, yeah, it's next day. It's the same as what I charge. I charge £5, so it's €5. So I've done the same delivery. And in terms of the costing, all I've done is I've gone on to a conversion, and I've just converted the sterling to euro cost, and then I've just put the euro cost into the quotes. So when I send the email over, you'll see exactly what I mean when I send the email, because you'll see clearly what I've done. The only thing that I haven't done, and I might actually ask your opinion on it, on my signature rather, bottom left hand corner. I have it like there as standard, but I haven't changed the number. So on there it has 029 for Cardiff, 02922. But I was thinking about changing it to +44 and my mobile to +44. But then to change it over, it requires a little bit of like changing to my emails. It's not like a massive issue, but I just wanted to pick your brains actually. Do you think that is something I should look at changing to +44, or do you think people will know? Yeah, yeah. Do you think that code before it is important in terms, like, if you've seen 02922 Cardiff, would you just go, oh, the zero means +44, for example? Yeah. Yeah, that's what, because I was thinking about doing that, but doing it just requires a little bit of messing around with the template. I've got like templates, but I'll tell you what I'll do is I'll get you off the phone. I know you're busy, Derek. I'm going to send you this email, pass it on to Nicole for me. Let me know what the crack is, and if you need prices for any other printers, let me know of any others that I've missed out on. I'm only going to send you two, and then fingers crossed, we'll just take it from there. If that's okay, Derek. That's interesting. Just see what you think. Yeah, are they, are, 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 they, Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Just take your time with it. You know, the one thing that I really want to stress is that I don't like I said to you earlier, I don't do people's heads in, if that makes sense. Um, I'm just there, you know, and like for example with the Opera Lane store, the lady there, we had a good chat like me and you have had, but then you know she emailed me a couple of days later, but I'm not, you know, I'm not in control of that. I'm only in control of what I can do, and if I'm told I can send an email, fantastic. But then it's up to you guys. You know, she might look at it and think, bloody hell, he's expensive, or she might think, bloody hell, he's really good on price, you know. But the fact that it's coming from Dublin, I think, is a huge advantage that I can see. And it gives you guys another perspective. And also, just to actually, just to touch upon this before you go, the A toner and the X toner. So I don't know if you know much about the toners, but sometimes there's a standard yield and sometimes there's a high capacity version, if that makes sense. And a lot of the stores that I've spoken to are using the A toner and the X toner, just changing one letter of a toner code, you can get about 3 times more print on average. And some of the stores I spoke to this week, they didn't know. So I'm just also passing on like my knowledge and my kind of like my advice, if that makes sense. So always go with the X. Yeah, yeah, but I don't just say, oh, just go with the X because otherwise people will be like, well, why? You know, so I always say, right, well, the A does 2.5 and the X does 7.5, you know, so the X is 3 times more. But it's not a hard and fast rule. It's 3 times, but it's you. I would say it is like average. Sometimes it's 4 times more. Sometimes it's double more. But the knowledge that I have, I'll put it to you like this, Dara. I've got 5 kids, and I can't remember their dates of birth, but I know every toner code, every printer model. I know every page yield of everything. Like I've been doing this for so long that you can throw a printer model at me, and I'll know the toner, the drum code, the high capacity. Sometimes just to make it more confusing, there's an extra high capacity. You know, sometimes there's 3 different types of toners. So, you know, if I struggle to get to grips with it, imagine you as a customer, you wouldn't have a clue, you know. So I do like add like it's my service that I think is important, not just my prices. But yeah, I'll send it over now. Thank you very much for your time. Really do appreciate it, Dara. And if I am needed by Nicole or by the store, just give me a shout and let me know. You enjoy your next visit to Wales, mate. Appreciate it. Cheers, Dara. Ta-ra. Bye, mate. Bye. Hi, it's Charles. I just had a missed call. How are you doing? You're not too bad. I think you were meant to ring me a while back. Oh, I love it. Go on. Yeah, I know it very, very well. Do you know that Specsavers opticians use it as a shop floor printer? Well, they use the B432, but it takes the same tone, the same drum. So I actually do know it very, very well. Ian. Correct, yeah. So the toner is 50, the drum is 50. Does it say it? Do you know when you last replace the drum? Do you know? Perfect. Bloody hell, mate. I did say 3 to 4 as well. I didn't say three, I didn't say four, I said 3 to 4. You've got a very good memory, mate. You do listen very well, mate. And I also I said to you that I wasn't going to do your editing, didn't I? I don't know if I said that. I probably did. Well, I don't add to it. I don't add to it. I've got to get you set up on my side. Um, Yeah, I'll tell you what I'll do is right very quickly because I've got you on the phone. So one, we just very quickly thrash out. So what is the name of the company that you want me to put it down as? SEAFORTH Auto Parts. Auto Parts. Uh, Ltd or the full word? Ltd is fine, no problem. And your IAN and surname, Ian? Perfect. Okay, so what I'm going to do, give me 2 seconds. I'm going to put to see if I can bring up your address. Because if I can bring up your address, it might you can just confirm what's right and what's not. So let me put this in and see if I can bring it up. Right. Okay. So this is what I've got initially. So correct me if I'm wrong. So I got 15 Sandy Road, Seaforth, Liverpool, Lima 21, 3 Tango November. I've got the landline on there. I can add it to your account 0151 928 9759. Perfect. Perfect. And I've got the mobile. So just to quickly confirm now, because I'm going to send you. Oh yeah, your email address. Sorry, Ian. Have I Seaforth Auto Parts? So the thing is, if we put the groundwork in now, we don't have to do this again. But I want to make sure I get it right. Right. In terms of, oh yeah, the actual order itself. So what is it that you actually need? Okay. And in terms of payment, now you've got a few different options. One option is working quite well for me, and it may work for you as well. So the options are you can pay on backs, which obviously set up on your account. You can pay on cards, which yeah, no problem. No, that's fine. Well, I was going to say this. There's two options to pay on card, and one option has been working very, very well for me recently. Is I send you an invoice on email. You look over it, make sure it's everything that we've agreed on the phone. No, there's a link on there, Ian. So, do you know, mate? Of course you can. But the people have been telling me the link has been working better for them. They've been saying it's better than giving me the card details. No, honestly, mate, it's absolutely fine. I'll tell you what then. As I got you on the phone, should we do the card pay details now, and then I can send you the invoice on email saying paid? Would that be okay with you? Perfect. Right, give me 2 seconds. So it's 11:50 now. Well, I don't want to rush you. I don't want to rush you. So what time are you there till? Yeah, perfectly. I'm gonna say 3 o'clock. Yeah, go on. He's got a new jag, mate, because he's been saving money on the ink. I mean, if I put up the prices, if I put up the prices, you'll have to get rid of the jag. Like, yeah, no problem. I'm going to put an alarm in my phone, mate. Thank you very much for the call. Much appreciated. And, mate, you said you'd be back in touch when you're ready. you know, and I said that, you know, that, and that's the fact that you have me is made my day because I'm sat here, mate. I'm trying to run my business and I'm trying to do the best I can, but I've got to be patient with people. And I've done this for 15 years, you know. It's your part-time job. It's a part-time job. Yeah, yeah, yeah. There you go, mate. There you go. Well, me, well, I've played a very small part in that, but you know, you're not mentioned that bit, but yeah. Have a lovely day. Thanks, Ian. Ta-ra, mate. Bye-bye. 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 All right, calm down. Okay, so let's do. Let's do one thing at a time. Let's do this to data. Boom. Okay. So, oh yeah. Okay, so place the order for the bakery. Oh yeah. Come on, bread. Duplicate. No, Charles, begin. Not doing too bad, Natalia. How are you? Oh, yeah, my apologies. Yeah, if you can, take put a note on there that it's the bank holiday, as you may well know, in Ireland on Monday. So I was hoping you could take the payment for the. Have you taken the payment for the other order? I think you have. Perfect, perfect. Yeah, perfect. So I was going to say, hold off on the 78 until they want. I'm trying to get delivery for Wednesday. So can you take it on Tuesday morning? Would that be okay? Yeah, the only thing is the one of the toners, there's only two left in stock. So will it stay in my order? It won't affect my stock, will it? Or the order? Okay, okay. Yeah, of course. And I'll ask. Yeah, thank you. Brilliant, brilliant. Yeah, perfect. Thank you very much. Thank you. Ah, yeah. Oh, brilliant. Yeah, because it's really important because it's a new customer. It's my first customer in Ireland. I want to make sure it all goes through, seamless. But the person is off Monday, off Tuesday, back in on Wednesday. So I don't want to rush the order going through. So yeah, if you can let me know though, if it does cause an issue, if you can, or let ask customer services if it causes an issue in terms of stock of. Thank you very much. Thank you. Cheers. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. Y135. Yeah. Charles. Okay, I think we're getting somewhere. Customers, new customer. Ian. Ah, ah. Okay. Hmm. We're up to 6.5. 6.5. 6.3. Oh, no, 6.5. So I think I would have hit over 5. Okay. 10 minutes to lunch. Hey, good afternoon. I was looking for the person that orders ink, like for the test room printers and the bin printer on the shop floor. Oh, brilliant. Yeah, of course. Thank you. Hello. Hi, good afternoon. Very quickly, my name's Charles. I run my own independent ink business called SOS. I'm based in Cardiff. I'll kind of cut to the chase. I was looking for permission to leave my contact details, and I was hoping if I could leave some prices for ink for the test run printers and the bin printer on the shop floor. How are you doing? What was your name, sorry? Oh, Finbar. Finbir? Bar. Ah, damn it. I was trying to impress you. Okay. Yeah, to be honest with you, I think this is going to be a big challenge for me. I've been doing this for a long time, Finn, about 15 years, supplying ink, and I've been running my own company for the last seven. Um, very well, let's just put it like this. I've got five kids and I can't remember their dates of birth, but I know every toner code, every page yield, every printer model. I know the ins and the outs of how Specsavers even works. So I got my foot in the door with a number of Specsavers in the UK, even down to like the Fujitsu system, the portal in the back office where you order printers and things like that. But I've kind of, in a nutshell, I've kind of lost a bit of impetus on it because I got to be honest with you, it's quite tricky to stick with this. A lot of the stores. Sometimes people leave. Sometimes directors, retire. New directors come in. But on Monday, I decided to have a crack at the my Excel spreadsheet with Southern Ireland, and my first call was so receptive that I continued that day because it was a bank holiday over here on Monday, and I cracked on all day, and I had such good conversations, sent out a lot of emails, and then I had my first Irish store order yesterday in Cork, Opera Lane, and I had another good conversation, a great conversation actually, with a director, a gentleman called David McCloskey on Tuesday or Wednesday, and he hopefully is going to give me a go in a few weeks. It feels like I'm putting some good foundational work in, and one of the biggest things that I'm putting across is my knowledge and my experience, but also the fact that my one of my warehouses is in Dublin, and I didn't actually realize just how big of a deal that was. I was trying to say to people I can do next day delivery at €5, which is what I charge in the UK, £5, next day delivery. And for years, Finbar, I've been charged nearly £20. I've been charged 2 to 3 day service, charge £20 for a 2 to 3 day service for Northern Ireland. And I've never really contemplated it. It's been in my Excel to call the island stores, but I've never really contemplated it. And David very rightly pointed out, which I had no idea about the taxes and the charges, the duty charge. But if it comes from Dublin, yeah, exactly. To be honest, I genuinely didn't realize how big of a deal it is that it's coming from Dublin. I just felt like you guys would be happy that I could offer next day and keep the costs low. But the fact that I can now be competitive on price, but also you don't have to be charged any extra, potentially could be something of interest to the store. I'm hoping anyway, But yeah, so that was in a nutshell, Finbar. My apologies. I didn't mean to go on. But yeah. So what's the crack with your store? So are you still using the Oki B432 on the shop floor, or have you changed it? Have you got the new HPs? Okay. Yeah, yeah. Perfect. Now, yeah, go on. Do you know, is it the M477 or is it the M479? Does that mean anything to you? Cheers, man. Yep. How many test rooms do you have, by the way? Just out of curiosity. Okay. Yeah. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. So I've been quoting that all week. I've got a little bit of info on that, and I don't know if again I'll Does the toners, because I've got to try to stop coming across nerdy. I get very kind of technical sometimes. The toner, yeah, I'm very data driven, very much like number driven. So the conversation I've been having with the M479, I know this printer extremely well. The predecessor was the 477. I even, obviously, with my knowledge, I can go back way back to before that. But the toner for the black and the colours, does this ring a bell with you? Are you buying the W2030A for the black or the X? And the same question for the colours. Are you buying the A or the X toners? Interesting. Okay. And yeah, the numbers are crucial. And I'll tell you the reason why. So in it, without getting too technical, the X does 3 times more print. Perfect, perfect. Yes, you probably would have bought the X. Okay, cool. So the HP on the in the test rooms, the one that you said you've got relatively new, are they the LaserJet Pro 4002s? Does that ring a bell? Okay, perfect. Similar question. When you order for that one, Finbar, is it the W1490A or is it the X? I presume it's the X, but I don't want to. Yeah, perfect. The Oki, are we on the same page in terms of the B432? Now, with that one, do you know, again, this is going to be a bit tricky for you possibly, but do you know the last 3 digits of the toner? Because the toner comes in a 3K, a 7K, and a 12K. Perfect, perfect, perfect. So you know the crack with that, and obviously that's the drum as well. It should end in either 106, that's the 7K, or treble one, and that is the 12K. Perfect. Yeah, perfect. So on the same page, and I'll quote you for the drum. Lastly, do you have a M402, the old Tesseract printer, or the M404, which is the newer Tesseract printer, but obviously not the newest one? Do you have any of those two? Yeah. That's okay. That's okay. I'll help you create the new books. Even if you don't buy from me, I'll still help you out. It's fine. I on this quote, it'll be the toner codes. I'll even quote for the A's as well, and I'll even put the page yields. So your new book or what have you will be even better than the old one because it'll have a bit more information on it. Do you want me to put the M404 in the quote, even if you're not confident if you have that printer? It's the newer version of the 402, and it's the one before the 4002. Yeah, perfect. Right, let me send this across to you, Finbar. What's the best email address to get you on? Bear with me, bear with me. Finba. Sorry, I know a lot about ink, but I only type with one finger. Hang on, Finbar. Right, so Finba. Yeah, yeah. Donagh. When you said Don, I was thinking, oh, thank God, that's an easy surname for me to spell with my finger. Uh, I realised you just breaking it up for me. At specsavers.com. Perfect. Now, just to ask very quickly, price-wise, just before you go, do you have any examples of what I need to beat? Now, I have like a standard pricing, which generally speaking is good enough to be of interest. But whilst I've got you on the phone, it's worth asking the question, do you know of any pricing? It's not a problem if you don't, but I just thought I'd ask. And this is the euros, yeah? obviously, yeah. So two, we'll go with 209, and that's for the X. And the anything else that you can remember? Okay, so we'll go with 89. So you probably don't remember the price of the drum because you probably don't know the drum very often. Drum's got to be changed every two. Oh, okay, okay, okay. That's yeah. How about okay? So you said you ordered two black for the M479. You said you ordered the X ones. Do you know roughly what you paid for those? Okay, perfect. Okay, yeah, okay. But that was with one black as well. Yeah, and the colors were X as well, I presume. Oh no, actually, oh, okay. Double check on that, possibly. Double check on that. Yeah, you see, hmm. And these were the originals. Double check on that, yeah, because only because the original should be 190 sterling times three plus about 150 for the black. It should be about 720, and that's sterling. So that's about £200 out. Yeah, that's way out. Double check on that because sometimes with the bundles, you don't specifically need to buy a bundle. It sounds better because it sounds better value for money. But some bundles they can put what they want. So they can put an X black and an A for the cyan, yellow, magenta, and you may not have looked at the codes of the colors. You might just be like, oh, because the black is X, they're all X, for example. I mean, it may well be that it's X, but I would hazard a guess that I would double check on that, just or at least get it confirmed. On the 402, because you're not 100% on the M402 or the M404, do you know that anything price wise with them, or you probably wouldn't? No, that's fine. So when I send you this email, Finbar, I'm going to keep the email very simple. I'm going to put my name, Charles, my company details, my prices in euro, my delivery charge, and my company ID with head office. Like a supplier ID, for example. Only for the Cork store asked if I was set up with accounts in head office, and I have been for 7 years. So in every quote since yesterday, I've been putting the supplier ID just for reference. You may not need it, but it's just there if in case. The only caveat to this is, and I do have to be very upfront, um, and I don't know how you or the directors would feel about it, but I only supply, and this is where my knowledge and my expertise really comes into play. I only supply non-original. Now, there's no point trying to beat around the bush. It's not always plain sailing with non-original, but I'm very honest to a fault. And what I mean by that is some of the printers that have come out, including the 4002, the only way to describe it is HP, Oki, Samsung, whoever it is, the manufacturer, they try and close down the printer as much as possible by trying to make sure that the chips on the non-original are not recognized by the printer. I don't know if that means anything to you or if you've heard of it at all or anything like that before. But basically, I do not supply or I do not quote people based on price, even though it looks initially like I do because I put pricing in there. I try and get across to people that it's again, I keep going back to my knowledge. So the reason I say that is because there's different types of non-originals. Sometimes it comes with a recycled chip, sometimes it comes with a new chip, sometimes there's a firmware update on the printer, which can kind of throw things up in the air. But I'll always be upfront, Finbar. So I'll always say, if you say to me, Charles, I need two toners for the M479, and I know for a fact they're not going to work, I will tell you that. So instead of placing the order in the hope that it'll fit, they'll be recognised. If I know that they won't be, I'll say, Finbar, they won't be recognised, but here is a solution, a potential solution. What are your thoughts? And we might have to go a little bit of back and forth. It's a bit like teamwork, you know. And in terms of saving money on a regular basis and on a long term basis, I just think that's the best way forward. I just think managing my customers' expectations is where it's at. Instead of saying, "Oh, these are amazing. They're so much cheaper. Look how much cheaper it is." Cheaper doesn't always equal better, Finbar. So I want to make that point. Yeah, I just want to make that point before you get the email. So at least, even if you don't use me, at least we know where we both stand, you know. And if you do use me, you're under no illusions of, this could be a little bit tricky to begin with or what have you. It may not be. It may not be. It may be plain sailing, but at least if there's any issues, any problems, you know that I'm there. Email, phone call, what have you. I even get orders off WhatsApp as well from my other stores in the UK. So anything that you need, I'll be there for you. But yeah, we'll just take it from there if that's okay with you, Finbar. Take your time. Yeah, yeah. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, just send me an email back. Just try and do it before February because that's when Ireland come over to play Wales in the Six Nations. I'm trying to get everyone on board before February because during the month of February, I don't think I'm going to be in a good mood, and certainly after the game as well. So try and sort it out before then. Anyway, I'll leave you to it. You have a lovely day, Finbar. Thank you for your time, and we'll hopefully speak soon. Thank you very much. Cheers, Finbar. Thanks, mate. Bye bye. Bye bye. Oh.